So, if you're a developer building with large language models, you've probably hit this wall, right? How do you get that brilliant AI to connect to your data to use your functions? Well, today, we're going to look at the tool that just smashes right through that wall, FastMCP 2.0. It's the fast, Pythonic way to build real production-grade AI tools. Okay, let's just dive right into the core problem here. We all know LLMs are amazing. I mean, they can write code, they can answer these incredibly complex questions, but they kind of live in a bubble, don't they? They can't just reach out and check your company's database or look at your calendar or call your custom APIs. So the million-dollar question is, how do you bridge that gap? How do you let these models out to play in your world with your stuff? Well, thankfully, the industry has been working on a standard solution for exactly this problem. It's called the Model Context Protocol, or, MCP for short. The best way to think about it is like a universal blueprint, a standard way to build that connector between an AI and, well, everything else. And here's the perfect analogy for it. I love this one. MCP is basically the USB-C port for AI. Seriously, think about it. Remember that mass of different chargers we all had? Then USB-C came along and created one standard that just works everywhere. That is exactly what MCP is trying to do. Create that single, uniform way to plug any tool or any data source into any LLM. So let's get a little more technical. Beyond the analogy, what is MCP? It's a standardized protocol for building servers that expose your data and your functions to LLM applications. And the keywords here are secure and, most importantly, uniform. It's like building an API, but it's an API that's specifically designed for an AI to read, understand, and use, all on its own. So how does it actually work under the hood? Well, it uses a few core concepts that any developer is going to find really familiar. First, you got resources. Think of these just like a get endpoint in a REST API. It's for fetching data, like get me the current weather. Then you've got tools. These are for taking action, so they're like a post endpoint. Think book a meeting on my calendar. And finally, you have prompts, which are basically reusable templates for common conversations or interactions. Okay, so MCP is the standard. It's the rulebook. But you still need a way to actually build these servers without getting totally lost in the weeds of the protocol itself. And that, right there, is where FastMCP comes in. It's the powerful Python framework that actually brings the MCP standard to life in your code. To see just how simple this is, let's start with something every single Python developer on the planet knows. A basic function. We'll call it add. It takes two integers, it returns their sum. We've all written this exact kind of code 1,000 times. Nothing special, just a plain old Python function. Now watch this. This is the magic. We add one single line of code on top, the @mcp.tool decorator. And with just that one line, boom, everything changes. Our simple little function is now a full-blown AI tool. An LLM can now discover this function, it can understand its inputs and outputs because of the type hints, and it can actually call it. That's it. That's the power of FastMCP. So why would you use this? What are the big wins? First, it is fast. A high-level interface means you're writing way less code. It's simple because it gets rid of all that tedious boilerplate nobody wants to write. It's Pythonic, which means it just feels natural if you're a Python dev. And maybe most important, it's complete. It gives you everything you need to go from a simple idea all the way to a full production deployment. Okay, that one decorator is incredible for getting started. But what about the real world? What about big, messy, enterprise-grade applications? This is really where FastMCP 2.0 shines and separates itself from everything else. It is built for production from the ground up. And it's really important to understand this one distinction. There's the core MCP software development kit, the SDK, which gives you the basic building blocks of the protocol. But FastMCP 2.0 is built on top of that core. It's the thing that delivers all the other stuff you actually need for a real-world app. Security, deployment tools, testing frameworks, the whole shebang. And what kind of stuff are we talking about? I mean, advanced patterns, like automatically generating an open API spec from your Python functions. We're talking serious, enterprise-grade authentication, built-in tools to help you deploy, comprehensive testing frameworks, and robust client libraries so other services can call your new AI tools easily. This is the stuff that really matters in production. Let's just double-click on security for a second, because this is huge. If you're going to let an AI call your functions, you have to be absolutely sure it's secure. FastMCP handles this with out-of-the-box support for all the major enterprise auth providers. We're talking Google, Azure, GitHub, Auth0. This isn't just a nice to have, it's mission critical for any serious company. All right, this all sounds great in theory, but the best way to really understand the power of a tool is to see it in action, right? And this is where the FastMCP team did something just absolutely brilliant. The best demonstration of the entire framework is its own documentation. This is so clever. You gotta love it. The FastMCP documentation isn't just some static website. It is a live, running MCP server that was built with FastMCP itself. It's the ultimate example of eating your own dog food, using your own product to prove how good it is. The docs aren't just about the tool. The docs are the tool. And this just illustrates the entire concept perfectly. With just a few lines of Python, you can actually interact with the documentation server programmatically. You just create a client, you point it at the docs URL, and then you call the tool, in this case, Search FastMCP, with your question. You are literally using an AI tool to search the documentation for the very framework that built it. It's just a perfect, self-contained example. So, we've seen the why and the how. We've seen the theory, and we've seen the proof. So now, the focus shifts over to you. Let's just look at how ridiculously simple it is to get started building your own AI tools with FastMCP. The path from an idea in your head to a running AI tool is unbelievably short. Step 1. A simple pip install FastMCP. Step 2. Take any Python function you have and just add that @mcp.tool decorator right on top of it. And step 3. Run the server. That's it. You can have a secure, discoverable AI tool running on your machine in just a couple of minutes. So here's the real takeaway. The barrier to entry for giving AI these kinds of superpowers has just been lowered dramatically. The ability to connect an LLM to your own custom data, your own unique logic, it's not some massive engineering project anymore. It's now as simple as decorating a Python function, and that just leaves us with one final and really exciting question. Now that it's this simple, what will you create?